हेलो, क्या हाल चाल। तो आज हमारे साथ जुड़ चुके हैं रंजीत बजाज सर एक और बार। एंड अभी कंडीशन काफ़ी ख़राब चल रही है, जिस बारे में हम बात करने वाले हैं कभी लगा नहीं था इस बारे में भी हम बात करेंगे। स्टिल आज ऐसी नौबत आ चुकी है कि हाँ, एक पोटेंशियल फीफा बैन के बारे में हम बात करने वाले हैं। बजाज सर काफ़ी ज़्यादा एक्टिव है। आप हर जगह जाओगे, मतलब हर इन्फॉर्मेशन वो देते हैं अपने ट्विटर स्पेस पे और काफ़ी ज़्यादा एक्टिव है। तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल थैंक यू सर आने के लिए। एंड अभी जैसे सुप्रीम कोर्ट की हियरिंग है 28 को जो है, तो उस पर अभी आपका क्या टेक है, मतलब अभी किस डायरेक्शन में चीज़ें जाती हुई आपको दिख रही है?
So the finally, the whole thing was getting the information out to the fans, and that is what was happening in the very first few days. There was so much of misinformation amongst fans. People were so scared about like you. The first thing you started off by कि हमारा बैन लगने वाला है नहीं लगने वाला है. अभी भी लोगों को ये एप्रीहेंशन है. इनफैक्ट लोगों को क्या, यूनियन गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया को ये एप्रीहेंशन है कि हमारे को बैन लग जाएगा. सुप्रीम कोर्ट को ये एप्रीहेंशन है. बट पीपल डोंट अंडरस्टैंड दैट फीफा, and no one knows this because FIFA has been corresponding directly with the COA on a very regular basis. After their visit, you think visit अगर visit में वो 4 दिन में उन्होंने 3 मीटिंग्स की हैं, you think visit के बाद वो बात ही नहीं करेंगे? Obviously. So they have, and how did they leave the visit? They left the visit in a very good note कि हमने COA से बात की है, उन्होंने हमारे साथ ये टाइमलाइन एग्री की है, उनकी टाइमलाइन के अकॉर्डिंगली ये होएगा ये होएगा ये होएगा और तब तक इलेक्शन हो जाएगी और हमें कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है इस बात से, as long as this happens. Now everyone knew about this, but obviously if there are letters coming from FIFA on a daily basis, COA is not going to put that there. That is not transparency, that is private mail. Because क्या कर रहे थे? So every time, uh, the two things that the CEO had to make sure. One is you cannot go afoul of FIFA. Why? FIFA is your parent body. Simple as that. The parent body of not of India. No, they have no power over India. Parent body of our game. Football is run by them, and we have to recognize that. Then, obviously, because India is number one, India is the law. I mean, हमारा law is supreme. So we have to also look at the national sports code. So दो चीजें हमें main चीज करनी थी कि we cannot run afoul of is the FIFA regulations and the national sports code. So उससे क्या कर रहे थे? Who were the people we were talking to most? The Union Government of India, National Sports Code, and FIFA for the FIFA regulations. So जब भी हम when the stakeholders, different stakeholders take states, clubs, ISL clubs, FSDL, Reliance, no matter who it is, used to come. Not even one stakeholder was turned away. Even though, let me give you some information that we had players, eminent players coming from the states of Sikkim and telling us what's happening there. Eminent players coming from the state of Jammu and Kashmir and telling us what's happening there. UP se aaye the. So all the states which are having problems with their states, they came and they were given time. Now, in the entire procedure, all those things which were happening were being reported to FIFA. So अगर कोई चेंज होती थी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में, जो पहले ड्राफ्ट दी थी, हम इनको रिपोर्ट करते थे. फिर वो अपने कमेंट देते थे आगे से कि ये होना चाहिए नहीं होना चाहिए, वी ओके विद इट, वी नॉट ओके विद इट. करते करते वी केम टू अ पॉइंट वेयर फीफा agreed to every single thing which was in the constitution because it was done according to them. So first of all, FIFA didn't have a problem with the constitution. And by the way, not even once FIFA has mentioned in any of his comments ever कि MRA को फॉलो करो या टॉप लीग ये होनी चाहिए या ये होनी चाहिए. They're not bothered. They're bothered about the regulations. And that was the main thing. Then it was union ministry that कि हमारा sports code follow कर रहे हो कि नहीं. So that was to be taken care of. Now, when these two things are taken care of, FIFA even told us that we are very happy as long as you give it to us by 31st July. We'll be able to do it by 15 September maximum. और 15 I think होगा, 31st July को 28 July को डेट है. अगर 28 को ये होगी, हो नहीं गई, you can take my word, नहीं, my guarantee for it, because it's not my guarantee, it's the guarantee of the Supreme Court. अब ध्यान से ऑर्डर पढ़ो, उसमें क्या लिखा गया है. ऑर्डर में लिखा गया है वी विल बी फाइनलाइजिंग द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन.
हाँ जी।
ये कभी नहीं बोलती सुप्रीम कोर्ट. कभी भी किसी केस में मैंने सुना कि जहां वो बोला कि हम जी उस दिन ऑर्डर देंगे देंगे. So they have said it that we are finalizing the constitution. And then one of the order even says, one of the lines says that we are very conscious of the fact about the FIFA ban and we do not want to have the FIFA ban. They understand that there's a timeline given to FIFA. Supreme Court understands that timeline given to FIFA and we have to stick by it. We can only stick by it if by 28th this thing is finalized. So all efforts are there. that जितनी भी objections और 2-2 पेज की उन्होंने बोला था, everybody come up with objections. That's going to be done tomorrow. I mean, they're supposed to give it in by tomorrow. Then it will be tabulated and it will be presented to the Supreme Court. Now, the Supreme Court will make the decision on which parts to stay or not stay or what to do. And so there's no point, guessing what the decision will be, but I can guarantee you the constitution will happen that day. So that means ban nahi hone wala.
अच्छा.
There's no chance of it at all. So relax. The main thing for an Indian football fan should be nothing else कि हमारा ban तो नहीं है. अगर नहीं है ban, then should have no problem with it.
नितिन भाई
एंड
आपको
सर
कोई क्वेश्चन पूछना?
हाँ मैं वही पूछ रहा था सर कि जैसे स्टेट कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन आपने बात किया, कल वो सबमिट किया जाएगा, दी मेन अब समराइज्ड रिपोर्ट आपको जो 2 पेज की करनी है सीओए को, तो उसमें जो स्टेट एसोसिएशंस ने कहा है, जैसे आपने स्पोर्ट्स कोड की बात की, स्टेट एसोसिएशन ने एफएसडीएल कह रहे हैं कि वी हैव जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में जो क्लॉजेज हैं, दे हैव ब्रीच्ड दी स्पोर्ट्स कोड, दे हैव गॉन अबव एंड बियॉन्ड. तो हाउ
they have said it again and again, and they've still not told us which ones.
Yeah, that's what I was on.
You understand? See, in every statement of theirs, I'm not even talking about to the Supreme Court. I'm talking about everywhere, even in the media. They keep on making the statement. They breached it. They breached it. They breached it. But एक बार क्यों नहीं बताया कि breach? Because National Sports Code is available on the website. It's available. Okay, and if we breached it, everybody can just go and compare if we breached it or not. So if obviously, see, if we have breached it, that is a breach. And then they will have to go back. Doesn't matter COA, no COA. But that's not happened because that is the only thing we were making sure of कि FIFA और ये नहीं होना चाहिए. Now, they've also said in the end that if you've gone beyond the sports code where it is in the spirit of good governance and for the good of the sport, some things are not mentioned in the sports code because it's sports. And for particular sports, you have to add on stuff which are not in other sports. So as long as you don't go against the spirit of that code and you're doing it for good governance, you can add stuff to it, and that is why the COA has done it. But going against the code is something totally different. That means you've done something opposite to the code.
और सर आपको मतलब आईएसएल का फेट अभी क्या लग रहा है कि आईएसएल का फेट क्या होने वाला है?
See, I'll tell you, there's going to be no fate of ISL or I League. हमारा aim ये था कि जब ये होएगा, doesn't matter what the name of the league is, the clubs will be the same. क्लब्स के हम नए पैदा कर देंगे आके. अगर हमने 20 क्लब की फर्स्ट लीग बनानी है तो मैं अपने घर से क्लब लेके आऊंगा. क्लब तो वही होंगे ना. See, the problem what was going to happen was that the change in ownership, change in the one who actually runs the game, the one who decides the calendar, the one who decides all the laws of the rules of the competition, and the ones who appoint all the technical committees and runs the other parts of the games of the country should be the federation. But the clubs will all be the same. And they don't want to, and 2025 तक उनका MRA है. So 2 साल रह गए उनके MRA के लिए जब तक renewal नहीं होता. So अगर if the COA says that okay fine we'll see it and the next body comes in, or the Supreme Court can say that, I'm just giving you options के क्या क्या कह सकता है. Supreme Court can say कि ये जी MRA इनका 2025 तक है, हाँ इनका 2040 तक का renewal भी है, but that the new body, democratically elected new constitution से जो body आएगी, that can take care of it. Or they can say that listen, this is a constitutional court. Supreme Court is a constitutional court. They only decide on constitution and law matters, not on contract matters or commercial matters. So अगर इस constitution की वजह से आपका contract को problem आ रही है, please go to the contract court law and take it up there. That is the second way, so it can go opposite them. The third way, which I think it will go, will be a little bit on the toning of the language where it says owning and operating के बारे में they will not go back, because even if the COA tries to go back, you will have great resistance from Rahul Mehra. He will not let it go, because this constitution is going to be used as a base for all the other 46 national sports federations. So अगर तुमने just because football है और football के अंदर तुमने body डाल दी और private body है, तो सारी bodies will be taken over by private companies, and you'll be seeing this in every single sport, because this is supposed to be the base of it. So he's really going to fight it. So our aim is that nothing should be harmed in any way, and we should have one league in some way where for a temporary way this year everything goes the way it is, and then next year there's a decision where everyone is planned in a proper planned way. Because अभी नहीं बोलते ओ जल्दी इकट्ठे हो जाओ 20 प्रीमियर लीग करा दो. It's not that easy. Everything is totally different. Advertising, number of foreigners are different. I mean, come on, yeah, I don't have to tell fans how different I League and ISL is. But if we give time to I League, or ISL or whatever कि ये merger होने वाला है जी. So what is the merger? You have to pass this criteria. So I guarantee you, and not only I League, any clubs in India. For example, I can tell you Dempo will pass every criteria. Sporting Club, the Goa will do it. Salgokar will do it. I think Roundglass has got also the money to do it. Mohammedan Sporting has got the money. Srinidhi Deccan's got the money. Gokulam. So ये 7 teams तो आपको मैंने गिला दी हैं जिनके पास पैसे हैं, not to pay them 18 crores but to compete with them for by 10 crore budget minimum. They can easily, because they will get ads and sponsors also because they'll be playing in the top league. So 10 crore का बजट उनका आराम से हो सकता है. ये 7 teams आप ऐड कर लो उनकी जितनी है. That's a very good start, man. Everybody will be very happy. And if you don't want to add the Goa teams, don't add them. At least add these 5 teams or 4 teams. So have a start. And then say promotion relegation every year. Just see how the country's landscape changes that very second. Why? Because kal, there'll be some guy in Kolhapur, small club owner, who'll say कि अगर मैं ये कोल्हापुर लीग जीता ना तो मैं फिर जाऊंगा महाराष्ट्र लीग में, फिर महाराष्ट्र लीग जीता ना फिर मैं जाऊंगा सेकंड डिवीजन में आई लीग में, फिर आई लीग से जाऊंगा मैं आईएसएल में. मैं ऐसे. Why? Because he can dream. All he needs to do is be good enough to do it on the field. So I would say Tete, because see, with no resources, that state is as small as Chandigarh, 15 lakh, 10 lakh की population है. The Indian senior team, the women's team, the any ISL team, any I League team will have Mizo boys in it.
Yes,
What we saw in the finals of the inter-village tournament, we had 65,000 people watching live, 50,000 people on the ground. That just shows what you can do if you really want to work hard. Even in a place where there are no resources, there's no money, there's nothing except just passion. Same way with Karnataka. Karnataka is going to have 1,800 matches this year. In all the state leagues, other leagues, baby leagues put together, 1,800 matches they're going to organize. So Satya and Harris are doing a great job there. You know, people who we see with results, there are only 2 things in life, results and reasons don't count. So anyone who says, I'll get you the moon, you have to ask him what he has got till now. And if he's already been there in power in state for 20 years and he has not done anything for that state, 10 years, 5 years or whatever, then how will you run the country? Yes, if he's done a great job for his state, then you should give him a chance to do it for the country. So then, you know, people coming in like, earlier it was somebody like a Thackeray coming in. That would have been a great choice. Why? Because I've seen what he's done for Mumbai, man. And center of excellence created and the kind of shit there was earlier there. And just because he's a young guy and he knows and he's with it and he knows where world football is. So, and going out there and see this, the point is that you should not have somebody who's trying to make a name for himself or try to be in the limelight. So somebody like him doesn't need the limelight, okay? He's AFF, being AFF president is not going to add to his thing. Somebody like that. Or somebody who's not going to be able to make money from it because he doesn't need that. You know, he's very selfless in his cause. We need somebody like that. We need somebody who's going to work hard and do something for Indian football. Then coming to the player side, we've got great options and great iconic players like I am Vijayan, who have done a great job even for Kerala Police. Even he's doing it now. Even he's kept them alive even though there's no government support. And other, you know, iconic players who can come together. So we need actually, we don't need one president. We need all these people together. Actually, we need a great team. We need all of them together, not fighting against each other. See, there are people who are already standing up and they want to standing up only for your personal power. But I would ask them what you have done till now. I would ask everybody what your results are. What have you done not in life, what have you done for football till now? If you've done something for football, that means yes, you can be doing something. But if you say that I've never done something for football, but today I'm going to come and do something, just make me president, that's very stupid, man.
यस सर. तो मोस्टली आप एक क्लियर कर दो डाउट कि बैन तो नहीं पड़ने वाला जहाँ तक है. कितने परसेंट चांसेस नहीं है?
Okay, I'll tell you. अगर if I had to, I don't make bets, but if I had to make a bet और मेरे पास सिर्फ जिंदगी में 1 लाख रुपए होते बेट लगाने के लिए, मैं 1 लाख रुपए के 1 लाख रुपए बेट पे लगा देता और चाहे मैं कंगाल हो जाता कि हमारे को बैन नहीं लगने वाला. क्यों पता है? बिकॉज ये मैंने नहीं गारंटी देनी, ये गारंटी किसने देनी है, ये फीफा ने देनी है। जब
हम्म
मुझे पता है कि फीफा लिख के दे चुकी है सीओए को कि आपको बैन नहीं लगने वाला अनलेस एंड अनटिल आप 31 जुलाई से ज्यादा कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन डिले करोगे या आप 15 सितंबर से ज्यादा इलेक्शन डिले करोगे।
हम्म
अब सेकंड पार्ट में प्रॉब्लम नहीं थी सीओए की, प्रॉब्लम थी सीओए को पहले पार्ट से, क्योंकि उनके हाथ में नहीं था। It was not in their hand to pass the constitution. It was Supreme Court. So that's why we were very scared. What if the Supreme Court just gives a long date? But fortunately, that's why I'm giving the guarantee. The Supreme Court is also on the same page. They have actually said that we are looking for 28 to finalize the constitution. So if they are saying the same thing and they are saying the same thing, everybody's on the same page. Chances of, and by the way, our case has been listed as number 1 on that day, the first case to be listed. So I think we'll get good news that very day. See, guys, don't think कि क्या हुआ constitution. अब जो मर्जी हो गया. Everything is good news. Why? Because if somebody doesn't like it, they can change it when the new body comes in. See, constitutions are not permanent. They change with people coming in. The Constitution of India has gone throughout so many changes because people have evolved from the British times. Simple as that.
एंड सर जो एडवाइजरी पैनल के जैसे पहले आई थी न्यूज व्हिच यू वर आल्सो अ पार्ट ऑफ दैट गॉट डिसबैंडेड बिकॉज़ मतलब इट वाजंट
See, the advisory panel was disbanded because the COA felt that the people who are in the advisory panel are already working for AIFF. The only person who was not there was me and Jaideep Basu. Jaideep Basu, sir, was put as now the head of media here officially, and I was put as the advisor to COA. That means advisor to COA means I'm advising them as what? Advising them as a petitioner, advising them as the guy who helped in the constitution, as the biggest critic of AIFF. Now, why it was so important, people don't understand my role. Why it was so important to have me on board? Because the only person who can go and object there in the Supreme Court and bring it all crashing down is the two petitioners, me and Rahul Mehra. The whole point was keeping them both in loop, so that if Rahul Mehra doesn't say anything and I don't say anything, it'll be passed. But we never anticipated that day that if I don't say anything, he doesn't state any states aa jayenge wahan pe apna leke 44 thing. And it was so funny to see that the states 44 things which they asked for, none of them had to do with football, man. Nothing had to do with football. It was all about self power.
मैं ये कह रहा था जैसे सर स्टेट्स का जैसे उन्होंने कहा था जो स्टेटस को बेसिकली थ्रेटन हो रहा है, तो जैसे आई वेंट थ्रू द ड्राफ्ट कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन लिटिल बिट, उसमें था कि द एग्जीक्यूटिव जो कमिटी एग्जीक्यूटिव बॉडी बनेगी जो एआईएफएफ की, दैट विल बी रिड्यूस्ड, देयर विल बी मोर रिप्रेजेंटेशन, इक्वल रिप्रेजेंटेशन, जोनल रिप्रेजेंटेशन. तो व्हाई डू यू थिंक द स्टेट्स आर ऑब्जेक्टिंग टू दैट? व्हाट इज
They are objecting to it because everything is going to be taken away from them. Their power is going to be taken away from them. What power? The power जिसकी वजह से वो रहे हैं. बट वो पावर क्यों है उनके पास? बिकॉज ऑफ फुटबॉल प्लेयर्स. ये क्या गेम रन कर रहे हैं फुटबॉल की? कौन खेलता है? प्लेयर्स. किसके लिए? प्लेयर्स के लिए. दर्द किसको होती है? प्लेयर्स को. प्रॉब्लम्स किसको होती हैं? प्लेयर्स को. तो कौन समझता है इन चीजों को? प्लेयर्स, नॉट एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर्स. So we are not saying don't have administrators there. State affairs play a very, very important role. But their role should be left to administrating the game. The real technical part should be left to ex-players because that is where they excel. That is why in the technical committee of AIFF, why are there no administrators? तब क्यों नहीं लगाते? तब सब क्योंकि तुम्हारे को समझ ही नहीं है कि फुटबॉल पिच की dimension क्या है, फुटबॉल what is the dimension of this, what is the ground. I mean, you don't know anything about football. So you need to put specialists in that position in everywhere in life, man. So if you want to do things well. So like when FSDL, you cannot have a better commercial and marketing partner than FSDL. But owner, you can't own, FSDL cannot own my nation. How can you even dare say that? How dare they even think they will tell us which national coach to put, how many days the national team should have a camp for? How dare they tell us that? When Kushal Das, their best friend, wrote to them a few months ago when he was still in power, and he said what the national coach was saying, that please have less foreigners. Why? Because यार हमारा सुनील छेत्री नहीं मिल रहा, हमें स्ट्राइकर नहीं मिल रहा, तुम 7 फॉरनर खिला रहे हो, प्लीज 3+1 कर लो, उसकी वजह से हमें स्ट्राइकर मिलेंगे. मार्टिन बेन जी ने वापस लिखा रिप्लाई में, प्लीज रिमेंबर अकॉर्डिंग टू द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन वी मेक द रेगुलेशंस एंड वी टेल यू व्हाट टू डू. So how can you give this control away to somebody, man? No matter how much money, 50 क्या 5,000 crore देते तब भी you can't should not do it. तुमने अपने को बेच दिया है. So that is what we are fighting for. We are fighting for control of the federation. See, they also control I-League. And
Yes.
at the same time, they're trying to kill I-League. It's in their contract. Under the line where it says that they can have this right of having a new league, the next line it says, please go read the MRA. It says that they have full right to kill or discontinue I-League. That's what their whole plan was. And now, by the way, if they give them 2 more years, I give you a guarantee they will discontinue. Because they only wanted 3 teams from this league, which mattered to them. 2 मिल गई उनको, 1 रह गई है, मोहम्मदन स्पोर्टिंग. ये तीनों टीमें जैसे ही ऊपर जाएंगी, this I League will be dead. It's already dead. There's no telecast, there's no channel, there's nothing, there's no media rights. I mean, खुद के बेचारे channel, खुद की team, I mean, I League teams are not even allowed to put their own videos up there. And how horrible is that? एक तो तुम marketing नहीं करते, उनकी खुद की video भी नहीं लगने देते. So these are things which are not right because you are treating I League as competition. Whereas it's not. It's not competition. It's part of you guys. If I League doesn't do well, you will never do well because तुम्हारे player आते कहाँ से हैं यार? पैदा तो नहीं होते तुम्हारे league में आके. You get them from ISL, I League ना.
तो सर एक चीज़ मैं मेरे को पूछनी थी कि इन सब मतलब इसको रिजॉल्व कैसे कर सकते हैं कि FSGL भी खुश रहे और हमारा AIFF के पास भी कंट्रोल आ जाए, ऐसा कुछ?
मेरे I was the decider. And I'm being very frank with you guys. I will never say throw them out. Okay? But why won't you want to be real partners? Why can't you make it 50-50? कि ठीक है अगर 10 साल में इंडियन लीग बड़ी हो भी गई ना, 10,000 करोड़ आ भी गए तो 5,000 तुम्हारे AIFF, 5,000 हमारे, क्योंकि हमने पैसे इन्वेस्ट किए हैं. बट तुम्हारे प्लेयर हैं और यू शुड पुट बैक इनटू फुटबॉल सो इट बिकम्स इवन बिगर. तो 5,000 तुम्हारे. बट यू कांट से 10,000 के 10,000 मेरी मर्जी है मैं कितने दूं, चाहे तुम्हारे को 50 दूं 70 दूं. So that is the big difference. That is what we want. We want a real partnership. Now the best compromise which can happen is that if they come and say that we will make sure that it's a big league, we will have all the I League together, there will be promotion and relegation, sporting merit will be followed, we will not be taking money for entering our league, and the only way you'll enter our league is if you deserve to. By that means by qualifying from 3rd division to 2nd division to 1st division and to ISL. No problem. They can do that. And nobody will have a problem. See, if they had done that from day one, what complaints do you have against ISL? Suppose I-League was being played in Star Sports only, with the same kind of channels, with the same kind of coverage. There will be no complaints. Because you're treating everything the same. Santosh Trophy को भी तुम HD दे रहे होते हैं. And instead of having a Reliance Youth Under-21 Developmental League, you are having a National Under-21 Developmental League where everyone can participate. Instead of having a Reliance Foundation program where all these clubs from abroad, Premier League clubs, and play only Reliance clubs. Make them play against us ना. We'll show them. हम मिनर्वा से खिलाते बताते 6 ना मारते मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड को. हाँ, बार्सिलोना का मारे हैं ना 5 फिर. और हमारी दूसरी टीम्स ने ISL टीम्स also beat them. क्या बड़ी बात है? Bangalore drew with them. Reliance Foundation beat them. So our boys have it in them. But imagine if you give it to the whole country. You can't say कि हमारा प्रोडक्ट है. तुम्हारा प्रोडक्ट नहीं है. अगर तुमने खरीदा है तो सारे इंडियन फुटबॉल को खरीदा है. ये नहीं कि तुम अपने प्रोडक्ट को करोगे सिर्फ उन 11 क्लब्स पे और जो बाकियों को मारोगे. You can't do that. You have to make sure the entire country progresses. And that means even the referees. That means even the coaches. See, they could have, I'll tell you what, revolution money thi, unke 1/10 money mein, let me just give you the figures now. They had to give 2 crores, everybody knows, 2 crores to every team to run their ISL academies. Under 13, 15, 18 team. So एक साल के 20 करोड़ रुपए हो गए मिनिमम. मैं 11वीं टीम की बात भी नहीं कर रहा. चलो 7 साल पहले 2 साल छोड़ दो, 5 साल. 5 साल into 20 crore is 100 crore रुपया. 100 crores has been apparently spent by ISL academies. How many players have they produced for India? कौन सी डेवलपमेंट की बात कर रहे हो? If you were serious about this, you would have made a big noise about it. to your own league कि तुम्हारे क्या academy चल रही है, ये क्या छोटी सी मिनर्वा एकेडमी है, वो आके साले तुम्हारे से 2 करोड़ का उनका बजट है पूरे साल का, सीनियर टीम के इंक्लूड करके एंड जूनियर टीम्स एंड वर्ल्ड का बेस्ट सारा इंक्लूड करके, और वो आके सारे प्लेयर्स भी दे रही है और वो आके सबको बीट कर देती है. तुम्हारे से क्या प्रॉब्लम है? तुम्हारे को हम पैसे हम दे रहे हैं तब भी नहीं कर रही हो. सो इमेजिन if you had serious I'm not Minerva, I'm saying serious people academies like Minerva, and you gave them the 2 crore rupees. So now imagine if you had 10 Minervas working for you, because that's what they're spending on. They're spending on 10 Minervas, but their results are what? 0. So when you say developing in what way? How do you find out that you're developing football? By making sure your top league has got great pitches and great glamour and great HD. Okay, does that take your ranking up? No. Does that make your players better in any way? No. Does that make your product better? Yes. So are you here to make your product better or to develop the country's football?
सर जैसे आपने कोच की बात की, तो कोच का जैसे अभी स्टीमैक वाज आल्सो क्वाइट वोकल अबाउट व्हाट इज हैपनिंग, एंड ही इज आल्सो सेइंग ही इज आल्सो इन कांटेक्ट विद द सीईओ. ही सेड दैट ही इज हैप्पी विद हाउ द थिंग्स आर प्रोग्रेसिंग. तो हाउ डू यू थिंक उसकी स्टीमैक की सिचुएशन है, क्योंकि वो काफी वॉलेटाइल है इस समय, बिकॉज नाउ यू क्लियर्ड द एयर ऑन द बैन, बट had we there been a different
उन्होंने
scenario?
जुलाई की डेडलाइन दे दी थी ना कि मेरे पास और भी ऑफर्स है तो मैं चला जाऊंगा.
No, I really feel bad for the guy. Why? Because अभी तक हम सारे we were abusing all the fans were abusing him, man. Okay, and now he's done well for the country, and instead of getting praise, which he should, okay, and the least he should get is at least a contract extension. And what are we doing to him? And why? What is his fault? See, and when you do this, you think the other foreign coaches are not watching कि इंडिया में क्या होता है. कल उनके साथ भी यही हो सकता है. तो कौन सा अच्छा कोच हमारे पास आएगा भाई? Which good coach will want to come to us? Because they will know that even if you do badly, you get screwed. If you do well, then also you get screwed. So I think the best thing to do for Igor Stimac is now the fans need to get in support of him. They really need to come out in support of the coach. Not Igor Stimac out, Igor Stimac in. Till when? Our Asian Cup is coming, man. See, I'm the last one who will say spend so much of money on a foreign coach who's going this, but he's done well now. So again, two things in life: results and reasons. And reasons don't count. Results too. He's given you results. You got to back him up. And how long are we asking for the backup? Till the Asian Cup, which he is qualified for. Now, imagine if you make a change right now, what happens to your team? The new coach coming in will take at least 6 months to get to know his players. And you are already screwed by then. Because you've already reached the Asian Cup. So this is a sure, if you change coaches now, it's a surefire way of shooting yourself in the foot. Simple.
बेसिकली रिवॉर्ड करना चाहिए उसको. ही हैज मतलब क्वालिफाइड, तो ही हैज दैट, आई थिंक इन एसेंस उसको राइट है कि जाना कि इफ ही इज क्वालिफाइड द स्क्वाड, ही हैज अ स्क्वाड टुगेदर व्हिच इज ब्रॉट मतलब कल्टिवेटेड, सो ही शुड टेक दैट इनटू द एएफसी एशियन.
यार अब जाके तो ही इज गॉट हिज फार्मूला राइट. पहले तो एवरीबॉडी से ना दैट इज फुटबॉल इज लुकिंग शिट, फुटबॉल लुकिंग शिट. नाउ इज फुटबॉल इज लुकिंग ब्यूटीफुल, मैन. You're finally looking like a good team, and now you do this. I mean, this is the worst thing which can happen.
Yes. बट एक और क्वेश्चन था, मतलब काफ़ी लोग भी पूछ रहे थे, जैसे अगर रिलायंस जैसा बड़ा इन्वेस्टर आया, उसको ठीक है थोड़ी सी मतलब अगर बैकआउट करना पड़ गया, तो आपको लगता है कोई और इन्वेस्टर इतना रिस्क लेगा टू इन्वेस्ट दैट सॉर्ट ऑफ मनी?
Okay, now I'll tell you how much the risk factor in India is. One second, guys. So people don't realize it and they are seeing it every single day, guys. क्या देख रहे हैं वो? ये देख रहे हैं कि every single day you are hearing that ISL clubs are making losses of 25 to 30 crores a year. Yes? Okay. All these ISL clubs are run by corporates from ATK to JSW to all of them, man. Okay? So these corporates for the last 6 years, 7 years have been willing to lose 25 to 30 crores a year just to play in this league. That is the value of this league. Please understand. One club is willing to lose 30 crores a year just to be in this league. That means 300 crores का loss ले रहे हैं 10 club just to be in this league. You mean to say we will not find a sponsor who will come in and give us 50 crores a year just to sponsor the whole league? For example, we already have one. People don't know it. And that's what AFF keeps on putting down. The best sponsor we'll ever get in life is Hero. Nobody talks about him. Selfless sponsor hai banda wo. And I say banda, the company, I mean. Kyun? Because they have been giving up to 30 crores to Indian football every single year. So you mean to say if you tell Hero that we'll give you the complete sponsorship of every single thing and just give us 20 crores more, Hero will not give it? Okay, compare now Bijou's sponsorship of the Indian cricket team to Byju's to what we will want. वहां पे 5,000 crore दे रहे हैं, हम बोलेंगे हमको 50 crore कर दो. See, the point is you have to see what one club is willing to lose. You mean to say if 10 corporates are willing to lose 30 crores a year just to stay in the league, that means in 10 years 300 crore each club will lose. You mean to say that I can't find one company more who will be willing to pay 50 crores a year, but they will get to sponsor the entire league or the entire Indian ecosystem? ऐसे मिलेगा. So पैसे हैं यार. कभी बाहर गया ही नहीं है टेंडर, इन्होंने जाने ही नहीं दिया है. That is the whole game. We have to open it up. If kabaddi can, guys, how are you? You're not watching what's happening around you everywhere. Look at kabaddi. Kabaddi had the same deal. They actually, this Reliance was there and Star Sports was there and they owned the league. All the clubs got together in kabaddi and said, what is the meaning of this? How can the broadcaster own the league? Where are we going to get the money from? They changed the contract. And from this year, last year, they had a tender, 180 crores. Each team is now almost breaking even in kabaddi. The players are also making up to 2 crores a year now. And how long did this game get popularized on TV? 2-3 years ago.
The other time तो वो नहीं है.
4 years ago, yeah.
In the mainstream पे आए हुए 3-4 साल ही हुए हैं बिल्कुल.
हाँ मेन स्ट्रीम में टीवी पे, हम तो टीवी पे बहुत देर से हैं. हमारी eyeballs, popularity and just general accessibility. I mean, the people who know about football and will want to watch football and don't even know about kabaddi and rather watch football than kabaddi, there'll be more than this. I can guarantee that.
Don't have to sell the product as much to the footballers. इसलिए कबड्डी आपको बेचना पड़ा. And so जैसे OCI, PIO players का बहुत लोग पूछते रहते हैं, but they are, because that is ultimately in the hand of the government. ये तो obvious factor, but how do you think AFF can help in this?
This is not only a law for football. See, people have to understand it's not a football. It is it's a constitutional law. और फिर अगर किसी ने जाना है तो फुटबॉल फैंस को ये बोलता हूँ, बोलना बंद करो, चुप करके PIL फॉर्म करो in for the constitution to change. PIL to the Supreme Court saying that because of sports all these countries are doing it, look where they've got and we will have this advantage, please do it. That's the only way to change. By saying it again and again and asking AFF to do it, AFF has no power to do it. They don't have anything, not as FSDL or anyone else. Only the government of India can make this change, and not only government of India, actually the Constitution and the Supreme Court. Because हमारे इंडिया में you cannot have dual citizenship, double citizenship नहीं allowed. बाकी countries में allowed है. So अगर इंडिया के लिए खेलना है, जैसे एक लड़का था सनी धालीवाल, he was a goalkeeper in under-17 World Cup. तो नवाज को निकाला था उसको रखने के लिए. वो अपनी कैनेडियन सिटीजनशिप गिव अप करके, पासपोर्ट गिव अप करके इंडियन सिटीजन बन के फिर खेला था वर्ल्ड कप. एंड नाउ ही हैज रिनाउंस्ड हिज इंडियन सिटीजनशिप बैक एंड ही हैज बिकम अ कैनेडियन अगेन.
नहीं, हमारे पास तो इतने सारे प्लेयर्स आ जाएंगे अगर ये चेंजेस होते हैं. हमारे पास तो इतने, मतलब सोनची में यान धांडा खेल रहा है, इतने सारे प्लेयर्स खेल रहे हैं, देखते हैं.
हाँ, तो ये फिर इनको करना चाहिए फिर ये, बट दिस रूल विल नॉट अप्लाई टू फुटबॉल, इट विल अप्लाई एवरीवेयर.
ये तो है. बाकी चैट कोई क्वेश्चन हो आपका तो एक बार लिख दो, फिर हम रैप अप कर देंगे. आपका कोई फर्दर क्वेश्चन हो या फिर अचन भाई आपका कोई क्वेश्चन हो तो
मैं भी चैट पे देखते हैं एक बार.
बायजूस तो फीफा वर्ल्ड कप को भी मतलब हाँ स्पॉन्सर कर रही है. ये भी
तो यार मेरे को बताओ, अपने आप देख लो. इफ दे हैव गॉट दैट मच मनी, they are one of the main sponsors of FIFA World Cup. So you really think that Indian company, if you go to them, they will not sponsor you? अभी क्यों नहीं आए हैं? क्योंकि तुमने बंद करके रखा हुआ था, सिर्फ एक कंपनी को दिया था, वो किसी को पास नहीं आने देते थे. Byju's doesn't want to come as a tag sponsor here. They want to sponsor the whole thing. They are one of the main sponsors of the World Cup, one of the 8 main sponsors, along with the billion-dollar companies. Imagine if you go to Byju's and tell them, please do this, we really need your help. And you forget that. Indian football fans carry out a campaign online and tag Byju's. I guarantee you within 5 days, you will get Byju's to sponsor the Indian thing. Within 5 days. And you don't understand the power of Indian football fans. You can start tagging anyone and they'll sponsor you. That's the power of fans. Suppose you want to go after Hero Honda. Imagine if 10 lakh people of India who follow their clubs just tag Honda and make sure that Hero Honda is the most is the trending topic. I got my understand, guys, how much it means. I didn't know Apollo. I just tagged Apollo and I got Apollo sponsorship. Because and then 100, what happened was 100 people retweeted my tweet, and that guy saw it, and for him it's nothing, man. What was it? Just like this he did it. So when इसमें तो बाइजूस को जो भी बंदा कर रहा होगा ना, उसको साले को अपने बोर्ड पे भी नहीं जाना पड़ेगा बात करने, क्यों? क्योंकि 50 करोड़ की है, ये तो मेरा डेली बजट है. हाँ, अगर क्रिकेट की स्पॉन्सरशिप करनी है जहाँ 5000 करोड़ देने हैं, then you'll have to get it passed. 50 करोड़ तो डेली बजट है इनका. So see, understand, money is never going to be the problem, because you just need correct marketing and correct commercial people right at the place, not looking after just interest of one, but encompassing again the whole thing.
सर आपने जो प्लेयर इंटरेस्ट की बात की थी, मैंने वो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में वो पढ़ा था पॉइंट. आई नीडेड सम क्लैरिटी फ्रॉम यू एज वेल कि जो था कि द एआईएफएफ कैन पार्टनर विद जो गवर्नमेंट पीएसयूज एंड दे कैन आल्सो कम इन एंड टेक पार्ट इन द संतोष ट्रॉफी एंड देन एम्प्लॉयमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटीज जनरेट होती है. तो हाउ एग्जैक्टली विल दैट वर्क फॉर द प्लेयर्स?
See now, suppose Indian Navy keeps on getting posted the team anywhere. So suppose they've been posted in Punjab. Punjab Premier League, or they've been posted in Calcutta. Calcutta Premier League has to give them entry into the top league immediately and give them a local CRS system. So they can't be denied playing time anywhere, wherever the PSUs are posted. One. Second, PSUs will be allowed to take part as themselves in Federation Cup, Rovers Cup, all the cups. They'll be allowed to take part as themselves, even in national competitions, as long as they register as societies or Section 8 companies, which they can, because they cannot register as private companies, but they can register as Section 8 companies, which are not-for-profit companies. For example, जैसे हमारी आर्मी के जितने भी schools हैं, they run under Army Educational Society or Welfare Society things. So you have to form a society and you can do it. So we made sure that because of that, now the jobs will open up. Because 10-15 साल से there were no jobs in football at all. Why? Because there were no football competitions. Now they're going to organize the institutional league, which will be a matter of pride for these institutes. Why? Because all these guys will be playing against each other. Just Santosh Trophy mein hota hai, there's nothing. You have to see services. Just Army, Navy, Air Force playing against each other. Oh my God, they kill each other because it's the matter of pride. Institutional league mein, it'll be ONGC, Punjab Police, BSF, Army, Navy, Air Force, Army Green, Red, whatever. So imagine it'll be a strong bloody lineup, man. And that will be a parallel league happening, and all those guys will have jobs.
Yes, sir.
The entire league will have jobs. And how many jobs? Every year they'll have jobs coming in. So how many parents will start sending the kids to football because now you've got a career. You don't need to play ISL also. You don't need to play I-League also. Even if you play the institution league, you're okay, man, set for life. Like what's happening in cricket. Even if you play local cricket, Ranji Trophy, you're okay. That's the whole point. Even if you're able to play Santosh Trophy, you should be okay and earning enough money. That's what it means being a professional footballer.
सर दिल्ली फुटबॉल का आपको बता सकते हो कि कुछ रिवैम्प होने वाला है कि नहीं होने वाला? क्योंकि जेएलएन में मैचेस होते नहीं, अम्बेडकर का भी हालत ख़राब चल रही है अम्बेडकर की. क्या लगता है कभी नेशनल टीम के मैचेस आएंगे दिल्ली में? क्योंकि यहाँ का क्राउड तरस रहा है कि नेशनल
मैचेस. There is only one, sadly there's only one federation which I know who actually own a ground and they have it at their disposal, which is Delhi Football's Ambedkar Stadium. That also stadium is so so historic that they can do so much with it if they want, if they actually really want. Now, for the first time, so ये सोच रहे हैं कि यहाँ पे under 18 league हो रही है, 22 league हो रही है, senior नहीं हो रही है, वो 18-22 Delhi government करा रही है. It's got nothing to do with football Delhi, by the way. Okay, that's a totally different Shahid Bhagat Singh tournament which is being done by Delhi government. Okay, because they've got the anniversary and all. Now, where the Delhi football is there, so this time they've had a Premier League for the first time. and they are broadcasting it live. Now they've had only 10 teams in the Premier League 11, and this time they've also sold one team also. So somebody has come in after paying 35 lakhs as the entry money, which uh, obviously has not come to the clubs but has gone to the federation. Now, as long as that money, doesn't matter how you bring it, if it's going to be pumped back into football and we see it, it's a good thing. But if we see that जो पिछले साल हो रहा था वही हो रहा है इस साल भी, then there's no point ना. Then we know that the money is not going to the right place. Now, same thing in Delhi football. सुनील चेत्री यहाँ से आया था यार.
हाँ.
So don't underestimate Delhi football. We are one of the only places which, even after so many years of total neglect and total apathy, is still alive. Because 20 साल पहले दिल्ली फुटबॉल क्या था और अब दिल्ली फुटबॉल क्या है, you can only hear stories about it. And guys, see, I'll tell you, I was there 20 years ago playing in Delhi. And उस टाइम पे पंजाब एंड चंडीगढ़ के लड़कों का क्या होता था, ये नहीं कलकत्ता जाके खेलना है, दिल्ली फुटबॉल खेल, दिल्ली फुटबॉल खेलनी है यार. That used to be a, जैसे अब होता है कि if you not played football unless you played in Calcutta, that time it should be not played football unless you played in Delhi. Simple as that. That's where the start of all footballers from North and a lot of other parts of India was. And by the way, Delhi clubs were so good they could compete with the Calcutta Giants because they used to do it every single year when they used to come for Durand Cup. All these Delhi clubs used to be on an even keel. And even from North India, then these clubs like BSF, Punjab Police, JCT used to come and participate. We used to have 40,000 people in for watching these normal matches. Yeah, Ambedkar mein. So it's, just talking about it is giving me goosebumps. That this is about national football. Watching that Mizoram match, man, Mizoram village match gave me goosebumps. I mean, this is the kind of potential we have in our country. And it's only in our country. People don't realize कि वो कहते हैं हमारे तो जी फुटबॉल मैच देखने नहीं आते आई लीग के ISL के. See, I'm not even saying ISL, आई लीग के भी नहीं आते. बट जहाँ पे तुम उनको प्रॉपर इंटरेस्ट दो और बनाओ, जहाँ पे मैटर करता है, वहां पे कोल्हापुर में भी, राजस्थान में भी, यहाँ मिजोरम में भी 50-50 हजार बंदे विलेज के मैच देखने आते हैं. कोल्हापुर में भी इंटर डिस्ट्रिक्ट मैचेस, same place Rajasthan inter district matches. I mean, come on, and you not even heard of these places being big on the football map.
एंड सर जैसे आपने बात की जो प्लेसेस जैसे दिल्ली में देयर इज सम चेंजेस नीडेड, बट जिन जगह पे लीग ही नहीं हो रही प्रॉपर, जैसे उत्तर प्रदेश इज आई थिंक अ प्राइम एग्जांपल, जहाँ पे देयर इज नॉट प्रॉपर लीग बीइंग कंडक्टेड, देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ ब्यूरोक्रेटिक लेयरिंग. ये वाली बात चलती है कि ब्यूरोक्रेसी बहुत चीजें नहीं होने देती है, फर्स्ट हैंड अकाउंट्स आते हैं. तो उन स्टेट्स का क्या आप लगता है इमीडिएटली तो नहीं आएगा, धीरे धीरे टाइम लगेगा, बट
नहीं इमीडिएटली आएगा भाई, बिकॉज कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में डिस्क्वालिफिकेशन इवेंट्स डाले हैं हमने. डिस्क्वालिफिकेशन इवेंट्स का मतलब है कि अगर आप 12 साल से ज्यादा अपने स्टेट में हो, प्लीज गेट आउट. You can't be there.
Yeah.
Okay. Then that means 50% of the states के बंदे out है. They'll have to continue.
They have been there for 15-20 years.
Then if you do not have your audit every year, you are out. And you don't put it up on the website for everyone to see all your kharchas out. Okay. Then if you do not follow the calendar of the National Football League, that means you don't send your team to participate in all the junior and senior nationals, and you don't organize your senior men's and women's league, you're out. Now, what if you do? You get money. We incentivize people. That means states कहते हैं हमारे पास पैसे नहीं होते, तो अगर तुम ये करोगे पैसे मिलेंगे, अगर ये नहीं करोगे वोट ले लेंगे और तुम्हारे को बाहर निकाल देंगे, और जो तुम्हारे वहां पे काम करेगा उसको लेके आएंगे.
और जैसे कप रिवाइवल के लिए क्या कर सकते हैं? जैसे बहुत सारे जो टूर्नामेंट्स थे अब तो होते भी नहीं, जैसे
No, again it's in the constitution.
Okay.
That AIFF will make them part of the calendar, and the calendar of the year will be released 2 months prior to the start of the first transfer window. The problem होती थी साले कैलेंडर नहीं निकालते थे, 15 दिन का तुम्हारा मैच है यार. So now they have to do it the whole year's calendar. Women's League, Men's League, Santosh Trophy, 13, 15, 18, whatever. And that has to include Durand Cup, IFA Shield, NetG Trophy, Borderline, Rovers, and Fed. 7 trophies. And yes, if Super Cup needs to be added, we can add that. We have no problem. But Super Cup cannot take over 7 and just make it Super Cup ko protect karne ke liye. Because that's what they're trying to do. You don't see what is happening. They're trying to kill everything else for their own property. क्या property बनाई? Super Cup. एक कप नहीं रह गया इंडिया में। और ड्यूरेंट कप क्यों चल रहा है पता है तुम्हें? बिकॉज आर्म फोर्सेस कराती है, दे कांट टच द आर्मी। उनको बोल के दिखाएं, 4 खाएंगे आगे से कि बंद करो अपना कंपटीशन, ठीक है? और क्या क्या बंद, आईएफए शील्ड बंद करा दी यार,
नहीं फिर
आईएफए शील्ड नहीं होती है।
ठीक है? उसके बाद रोवर्स कप, डू यू नो इट वाज वन ऑफ द ओल्डेस्ट कंपटीशन इन द वर्ल्ड, 1892, वो बंद करा दिया यार। सो लुक, दिस इज एंड फॉर व्हाट? सुपर कप को पॉपुलर करने के लिए,
और वो भी हुआ नहीं ढंग से।
और वो भी नहीं हुआ ढंग से। सो जो चीज तुम्हारी चल रही है, फेडरेशन कप, रोवर्स कप, ये चीज इनको तो चलने दो यार। डोंट किल 100-year things which are doing well for 100 years. So if they had done all this from the very beginning, nobody would have had a problem with them, man. The point is that they're not thinking for the nation, they're only thinking for their own things. And it's so clear, people still can't see it.
एंड सर जैसे जो लोग को प्लेस, लॉट ऑफ पीपल वांट टू गेट इन्वॉल्व विद इंडियन फुटबॉल, तो जैसे एआईएफएफ मास्टर्स प्रोग्राम होता है एंड ऑल ऑफ दिस एजुकेशन वाली अवेयरनेस
कुछ
वाली
स्कैम का कुछ लोग कह रहे हैं, कुछ AFF
Scam.
मास्टर्स।
AFF Master Media Program is a scam of the highest order. ठीक है? 16 लाख रुपए लेते हैं, उसके बाद नौकरी तक नहीं मिलती है। और सिखाता कौन है आके? जो उनके वहीं पे बंदे होते हैं, वो अनक्वालिफाइड।
आई चेक दैट वेज एज वेल, वो लियाजन ऑफिसर बना देते हैं आपको।
Nobody is making money except that one thing which they've had a partnership with. And who's the director in that place, Skill Nation में? Who was the ex-vice president of AIFF till 2 months ago. So the conflict of interests are so great everywhere you go.
मैंने भी बोला कि मोस्ट प्रोबेबली, और
मतलब सर ने तो गारंटी दे दी है, तो
गारंटी दे
इसमें
दी है।
सर की गारंटी काउंट्स एट दिस पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम, क्योंकि भाई वो डायरेक्टली इन्वॉल्वड है। ही सेड दैट ही इज एक्टिंग एज एन एडवाइजर ऑफ द सीईओ, तो उन्हें पता है क्या चल रहा है। हम तो भाई जो रिपोर्ट हो रहा है उस पर हम बात कर रहे हैं, हमारे को तो हम वी कैन ओनली टॉक ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ जो हमारे को इन्फॉर्मेशन मिल रही है। वो तो ही इज एक्सपीरियंसिंग व्हाट इज हैपनिंग, तो इफ ही इज सेइंग दैट आई थिंक वी शुड टेक इट एज इट इज। वो फीफा के साथ भी कांटेक्ट में है, वो गवर्नमेंट के साथ भी कांटेक्ट में, ही इज इन कांटेक्ट विद द सुप्रीम कोर्ट। सुप्रीम कोर्ट भी गुड थिंग इज, जैसे हमने पहले शोभित का भी वीडियो था अपनी स्ट्रीम में भी हमने कहा था, सब जगह हमने पहली बार डिस्कस किया था कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट के हाथ में, एंड आई थिंक दैट इज व्हाट सर वाज आल्सो सेइंग कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने, दे वर अवेयर ऑफ इट, दैट वाज द गुड थिंग। वो कह रहे थे पहले डर लग रहा था उनको भी कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट को अगर उन्होंने डेट बाद की दे दी तो क्या पता हम उन्हें टाइमलाइन का पता नहीं हो, बट दे वर अवेयर ऑफ द टाइमलाइन। 3 दिन पहले ही वो डिसाइड कर देंगे कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, तो इट इज अ गुड थिंग। हम वी विल गेट थिंग्स डन टाइम अहेड ऑफ टाइम हो जाएगी भाई। 3 दिन पहले हो जाएगी चीज तो और बढ़िया चीज है हमारे लिए, हमारी ही रेपुटेशन सही रहेगी, इट विल सेव आवर फेसेस एज वेल, एंड देन फिर इलेक्शंस पे आप सीधे फोकस कर सकते हो, आपके पास उसके लिए 1.5 महीना बचेगा।
RGB भाई, थैंक यू फॉर द सुपर चैट भाई। इंडियन फुटबॉल विल राइज फॉर श्योर भाई, फॉर श्योर। एंड फुटबॉल मेडिको भाई, थैंक यू भाई। चिराग भाई एंड सैन भाई, थैंक यू। जितने भी लोग आए, थैंक यू सो मच। एंड हम एंड करते हैं यहीं पे, एंड मिलते भाई आपको नेक्स्ट वीडियो में। तब तक के लिए चलते हैं। जय हिंद, जय फुटबॉल।
बाय गाइस, टेक केयर।